We all know that mistakes happen, but when hundreds of millions of dollars are on the line, you'd think that people would pay even closer attention to detail. In the world of movie making, the bigger the movie, the bigger the mistakes. They're not all bad though, and plenty of them can be downright hilarious. Either way, fans won't want to miss a single one of them. Here are Screen Rant's 10 biggest editing mistakes in movies. Mad Max: Fury Road. With the amount of practical effects and stunt work in George Miller's insane story of car carnage, a few visible safety harnesses or wires wouldn't be surprising. After all, the actors can't really take the same risks as their characters. But one major mistake has nothing to do with the ambitious action of the movie. When Immortan Joe and his war boys are blocked in a desert canyon, an aerial shot shows his entire war party stuck in one spot. But pay close attention to the side of the screen and you'll catch the entire crew taking in the sights, clearly assuming the pounding war drums would keep the audience distracted. The Avengers: Age of Ultron. In the second team-up of Marvel's biggest heroes, a pair of superpowered siblings give the heroes a run for their money. But when Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch join the good side before the movie's final battle, they put their talents to good use, helping evacuate an entire city. The speedster tries to alert the police, but finds out that gunfire is all that will get their attention. Him bursting in and out got a laugh from the audience, but his speed isn't a special effect. The actors did their best to hold still, but their jerking movements show the footage was simply sped up and slowed down. Once you spot it, you might wonder how you ever missed it. Jurassic World. In the world of film, nothing says death like watching a heart rate monitor flatline. In Jurassic World, a team of dinosaur containment soldiers proved that point when tackling the movie's biggest, deadliest creature and dropping one after the other. But the effects team clearly assumed people wouldn't be looking too closely at the hearts still beating. Not only do the heart rates stay steady as the squad is being slaughtered, but the EKG patterns themselves are flawed. They made sure to keep every heart from beating at the same time, but with a dozen soldiers, even two having identical patterns is impossible, let alone every one of them. Guardians of the Galaxy. Marvel's team of space outlaws are some truly colorful characters, and none is stranger than Drax, the green-skinned, tattooed alien who audiences are told can't understand metaphors.
His people are completely literal. Metaphors are gonna go over his head.
Nothing goes over my head.
The idea of Drax being completely literal is played for a few jokes, but the character explicitly drops the idea for one line. Before the attack on Ronan's forces, Drax lets a fellow warrior know what he thinks of their fighting abilities.
I think of Sakaar and his paper people.
That, good sir, is a metaphor. American Sniper. Nobody would have guessed that Clint Eastwood's story of a real American soldier would bring in over $500 million at the global box office. If they did, then the filmmakers may have spent a bit more money bringing the main character's child to life. When two real-life babies were unable to shoot their scene, the crew apparently decided a doll was good enough. Some CG was used to animate the baby's hand, but once star Bradley Cooper took it in its arms, the act completely dropped. Instead of changing the scene or cutting around it, one of the fakest babies to ever appear in a blockbuster movie took center stage. Frozen. If there's one thing you can say about Disney and Pixar, it's that they've truly risen to their very own level of animated movie making. It's that fact that makes any mistake that slips into a modern Disney movie even more shocking, and Frozen was no exception. When the movie's villain has been dealt with and every cast member is getting their happy ending, Anna and Kristoff share their first kiss, as he literally sweeps her off her feet. With the story wrapping up, the animators either missed the fact that Kristoff's thumb glitches into Anna's body or thought it was too small for the audience to notice. They may be right, but it's moments like these that remind movie fans that even the experts aren't always perfect. Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Steve Rogers took it hard when he learned that his former best friend had been turned into the brainwashed assassin known as the Winter Soldier. But Cap should probably have been tipped off when the story of Bucky's disappearance, and even his life, didn't quite add up. According to the museum display of the fallen soldier, Bucky was born in 1916, but the same plaque also claims he was born in 1917 at the bottom, and died in 1944 when he fell to his presumed death in the first Avenger. Okay, so he died in 1944 then. Except that was on the same day that Arnim Zola was captured, which, according to the Doctor's artificial likeness, was another year later.
I may not be the man I was when the captain took me prisoner in 1945.
It's hard to even guess where the mistakes actually started. Furious 7. It took 7 movies for the Fast and Furious series to answer the question, who is man enough to bring down Jason Statham? Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson pulled it off, with the villain being put away in a solitary cell for years to come. The good news, though, is he won't be alone. When the super cop Hobbs finally locks him up, audiences are supposed to be looking at the hero's grin. They're not supposed to notice the cameraman standing in front of Statham, clearly visible in the window's reflection, blocking the actor's orange jumpsuit, then reflected again outside of the cell. Maybe that's why Statham seemed so angry. Transformers: Age of Extinction. Audiences may never be able to guess just how much of what they see on screen was actually filmed and how much was added later using computers. Luckily, director Michael Bay doesn't always make it so hard to tell. In the fourth Transformers movie, an elite team of Autobot hunters works alongside the villain to kill any and all Transformers. Viewers might wonder why some of the video screens being monitored by the team leader are just green squares. It's a trick used to capture the screens on set, with video feeds or monitors to be added in later. Apparently, the effects team decided they only had a few ideas for interesting footage, and left the rest of the screens blank. The giant robots probably took up too much of their time. X-Men: Days of Future Past. In a movie packed with fan-favorite X-Men, it wasn't easy for Quicksilver to stand out, but using his super speed to take down a room full of Pentagon security won over skeptics, after he'd already shown he was the only mutant capable of breaking Magneto out of prison. Unfortunately, those paying close attention spotted some strange mistakes. When Quicksilver actually runs Magneto out of containment, he moves so fast, the guards storming the cell are sent flying. But once the pair makes it to the elevator, the guards are missing from the hallway behind. And even harder to miss is the black and white striped paint job that's replaced the clean white walls he entered through. Alright, so what do you think of our list? Did we miss any mistakes, errors, or screw-ups in your favorite movies? As always, let us know in our comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one.